What's up, everybody? Kyle here at Let's Talk Wax with Prospect Hot Sheet episode number 7, where I go over the top 50 prospects from the last 15 days as we finish up the All-Star break. Now, a few things before we get started. You can see a Let's Talk Wax ranking system on the right, and this is based on player ceiling. Each of the 15 prospects in the top 15 will receive a Let's Talk Wax rank in this episode. And qualifications for this series are hitters under the age of 24 and within rookie limits. Now let's jump into our hottest 50 prospects from the past 15 days. Kicking off our top 15 is Johan Rojas, who was promoted to the major leagues today, actually. 22.9, played in Double-A this year so far. A center fielder with significant upside in that position and game-changing speed. A very athletic player here. You can see he's got the most stolen bases. He's actually tied with Ryan Bliss at 30, but those came all in Double-A. Over the last 15, he's had 3 home runs, a triple, 4 doubles, and 4 stolen bases. Now, the bat has been very productive for Rojas this season in 2023. You can see his career average is 274, but in 2023, he's hit 306 so far. He's also significantly increased his ISO this year from 178 to from 139 to where he was over his career. He has pretty solid K numbers, a sub 20 K percentage. He's a little bit aggressive at the plate with a 2.45 K to walk ratio, but 9 home runs and 30 stolen bases in Double-A. Rojas is definitely a player to keep your eye on, especially as he makes his big league debut in the coming days. He's number 6 organizationally. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2, and he's coming out of a Bowman 2021 release that's actually gaining a little bit of steam. It's one of the cheapest releases you can find to rip over the last few years, and there are a significant amount of players right now playing pretty well out of that release, but his cards are about $20 right now. At number 14, we have Dalen Lyle, who's a bit old for low A, but he did miss the entire 2022 season with an injury. He's 20.7, plays center field, had a big last 15 with 324 batting average, a home run, 2 triples, 5 doubles, 8 RBIs, 7 walks, and 3 stolen bases. Now, over the course of a 2023 season, Lyle's hitting 288 with 19 doubles, 6 triples, and 7 home runs, and 21 stolen bases. A very good season for Lyle, who's kind of becoming a breakout prospect at this point. His ISO so far this year is 214. He's got a 19.5 K percentage, which is sub 20, a sub 2 K to walk ratio, and 7 home runs and 21 bags, as I mentioned before. So a big season coming off a year off in 2022 for Dalen Lyle. He does not have many base chrome autos. They're tough to find. I think they're redemptions right now, but everything else is live from refractor and lower. He is out of 2022 Bowman Chrome, which is also turning into a pretty solid release so far, as a lot of guys are getting hot out of that set. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 3, and his Chrome first autos are around $20 right now. At number 13, we've got Austin Charles with the Kansas City Royals, 19.7, playing in low A. As shortstop, hit 350 with 2 homers, 2 triples, 6 doubles, and 11 RBIs over the last 15 days. Now, we are working with a very small sample size with Austin Charles, but so far in 2023, he's got 12 doubles, 3 triples, and 3 home runs across only 113 total plate appearances. On the season, he's hitting 303 with a 273 ISO, the highest on this list, but like I said, it's a bit inflated due to a smaller sample size. He's got a pretty solid K rate, but his K to walk ratio is 4.16, so there is some aggressiveness in his approach, which he'll need to kind of tame as he moves up in the ranks. 3 homers and 4 stolen bases over a small sample size. He's got the highest career ISO on this list at 239, but like I said, he's also got the smallest sample size on this list as well. So Austin Charles is number 17 in the Kansas City Royals organization. He's a 3.5 for me right now because I want to see if he can continue to have great production numbers over a larger sample size and maybe even take it into high A when he gets promoted. He's out of 2023 Bowman, and his Bowman Chrome autos are about $30 right now. At number 12, another 2021 Bowman release player, Brainer Bonacci with the Boston Red Sox, 21.0, playing in high A. He is a shortstop who's had pretty average numbers up until the 2023 season, and you can see right now he's hitting 320 with a 214 ISO, a 23.9 K rate, and a 2.61 K to walk ratio with 8 homers and 6 stolen bases. Now, 3 of those homers came over the last 15 days, along with 2 doubles, 9 RBIs, and 6 walks. So it's looking out like a breakout season for Ignacio. You can see his season numbers are a bit higher than his career numbers, especially in the batting average and the career ISO department. Now, he's not ranked in the top 100. He's number 16 with the Boston Red Sox. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 4 because, like I said, his career numbers don't really line up with what he's doing in 2023 so far. But if he can continue to produce over a larger sample size and maybe into double A, his rank could increase significantly. Like I said, he's out of 2021 Bowman. You're going to see several 2021 Bowman guys on this hot sheet, and his first chrome autos are selling for about $20 right now. At number 11, we have the red hot Ryan Bliss, who kind of came out of nowhere in 2023. He's having an amazing year. He hit 424 over the last 15 days with 6 doubles and 9 stolen bases. He's a bit old hobby-wise at 23.6, so he'll turn 24 soon and age out of my content. But while he's producing at that age, I'm going to give him as much props as possible. In Double A, he's hitting 358 on the year, the highest batting average on this list with a 236 ISO. So the guys that have a 300 plus batting average and 200 plus ISO are guys I really am attracted to. That means their hit tool is pretty special and the power numbers are pretty special as well. He's got a sub 20 K percentage, a K to walk rate of 2.29. He's very close to red in that. My cutoff is 2 or below for K to walk ratio. So he's coming pretty close to getting red across the board in his 2023 season. He's got 12 homers and he is also tied, like I said, with Rojas for 30 stolen bases in Double A, and those do not come easily. So there's some significant in-game speed there for Ryan Bliss. Career-wise, he's not really shown that much output. At 272 career average with a 174 career ISO and a pretty solid K percentage, but he is having an incredible year in 2023. With Jordan Lawler ahead of him and Blaze Alexander, it's hard to see what may happen. Geraldo Perdomo is playing pretty well. He was an all-star nominee for the sub list, but he's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2.5 right now. I'm kind of excited to see what happens with Bliss maybe at the trade deadline. Maybe the D-backs try to move him for someone else. Not really sure what's going to happen organizationally. He's only 29 based on MLB.com's assessment. He's out of 2022 Bowman, which is becoming an expensive release because it holds the ever-coveted Ellie De La Cruz, but you can find Bliss autos, I think, for about an all-time high right now of $35. Now, if you guys are into Bowman Chrome baseball cards and you enjoy my content, feel free to help support the channel on Patreon. I've got a lot of exclusive content over there, including a top 100 Bowman Chrome autos list, a top 125 Bowman Chrome autos under $50 list, autograph checklist breakdowns for every release since 2019, a private Discord server, and early access to all of my YouTube content. If you guys want to help support the channel, please check out my Patreon page. I'll put a link to it in the video description. I'll also be running some breaks and single sales over on the Whatnot app, and you can receive a free $15 credit to spend on the app if you use my invite link in the video description. And it's a fun place to come hang out and talk prospects. Hope to see you guys over there on the Whatnot app at Let's Talk Wax. We're going to break in our top 10 with Justin Henry Malloy, Detroit Tigers 23.4, playing in AAA, third baseman with a 375 batting average over the last 15, 3 homers, 3 doubles, 8 RBIs, and 10 walks. Now, Malloy does not have a lot of defensive upside, which does put a lot of pressure on his hit tool, which has been a bit fringy over the 2023 season. It is a bit more power over hit. You can see he's got the most home runs on this list of any player at 14, but it's just kind of fringy K numbers, 25 K rate in the 2023 season and 23.5 K rate in his career. He's got a sub 2 K to walk ratio, which is pretty good for me. He's a number 7 organizationally with the Detroit Tigers. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 3, just because he doesn't have a ton of defensive upside, which puts, like I said, a lot of pressure on his bat at the upper levels. He is in 2023 Bowman for about $2 right now, and you will see him with the Braves in this release, but he has been traded to the Tigers. So if you're buying into Justin Henry Malloy, make sure you grab the Braves. At number 9, we've got a bit of a wild card in Luis Miasis. This is the guy that I jumped on a few years ago as a sleeper prospect, 23.2 AA, playing right field, had 4 homers and 3 doubles and 10 RBIs over the last 15 days. Now you'll see 2 blue stats in bold, which are not good. He's got a 2023 batting average of 239 and a K to walk ratio of 7.18. So some pretty rough batting average and a really bad K to walk ratio. It's a super aggressive approach, but there is a little bit of upside there for his price. I think you can get his base chrome autos for under $5. A 126 ISO, 25% K rate. I've been holding on to about 5 base autos of his for a while, hoping for him to break out, but his 2023 season has not been going very well so far. His career numbers aren't great. 260 batting average, a 160 career ISO, and 18.5 career K percentage. So hopefully he'll boost his average a bit in the back half. Maybe he'll get hot after the All-Star break and increase his value a little bit. But I did only buy into those cards for about $5 as well. He's definitely not ranked in the top 100. He's number 20 in the White Sox organization. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 5.5, and he's another 2021 Bowman Chrome E. At number 8, we've got Ignacio Alvarez with the Atlanta Braves. He's 20.2, playing in high A, third base and shortstop. He plays most of his games at shortstop. That is an error on my chart. He's been pretty solid at the position for the Braves now, but it's a position that's pretty stacked in the organization and at the MLB level. Now, Ignacio Alvarez, to me, is more of a high floor bat. He's got incredible K numbers, a 16.0 K percentage in 2023 and a 1.04 K to walk ratio, so he almost walks as much as he strikes out. He's hitting .294 on the year with a .292 career batting average. Really good contact. It could be a very plus hit tool that we see here with some defensive upside. The downfall with Alvarez is the power output so far. He did hit 3 home runs over the last 15 days, but his 2023 ISO is sub 100 at 99. It's the lowest on this list, along with his career ISO of 101, which is also the lowest on this list. He's not a top 100 prospect. He's number 14 in the Braves organization. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 3 for me due to the lack of power so far. He's out of 2020 draft, and his cards sell for about $20 right now. At number 7, we have no stranger to the hot sheet. Gabriel Gonzalez is having a big year with the Seattle Mariners, an outfielder playing in low A, 19.5. And this is a kid that I feel like should be getting promoted to high A at some point in the 2023 season. He hit 4 more home runs, 2 triples, a double, and had 12 RBIs over the last 15 days. Now, a lot of his numbers are in bold and in red, which means he is the top of the chart in several offensive categories. His career numbers and his 2023 season numbers are very, very linear. He's a plus 300 hitter, a plus 180 ISO guy with elite K percentage of 12.9, lowest on this list, and 14.5 for his career. So the kid rarely strikes out, which is very rare to find for young hitters, especially under the age of 20. He's got 9 home runs and 8 stolen bases so far. He just cracked on to the MLB.com top 100. He's number 4 organizationally with the Seattle Mariners. I give him a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2 because I think there's a lot of upside with his bat right now. And he's out of 2023 Bowman for about $80 right now. At number 6, we've got Kevin Alcantara, Chicago Cubs, 21 years old. He just turned 21 yesterday, I believe. He's playing in high A. Center fielder, hit .371 over the last 15 with 3 homers, a triple, 3 doubles, 12 RBIs, and 7 walks. Now, I've been kind of waiting for Kevin Alcantara to explode and kind of live up to the hype that was put on him out of 2021 Bowman release, but he's doing pretty well so far entering the All-Star break. So far in 2023, he's got 9 home runs and 17 doubles, which have padded his ISO to about 178. He hasn't hit for average much throughout his career, but there's a huge power ceiling here. He's got fringy K numbers, a 23.9 K percentage so far in 2023 with a 3.55 K to walk ratio. So I'm kind of interested to see how those numbers pan out in AA. I've talked a lot about Alcantara being more projection over production, but he's beginning to heat up a little bit. So he's definitely a guy that we need to watch in the back half of the 2023 season for sure. He used to be a top 100 prospect, but he got booted off that list after some subpar performances in 2022. He's a number 4 rankee in the Chicago Cubs organization, which is pretty loaded with some top players. Let's Talk Wax rank of 3. If he continues to produce and has a really solid back half coming out of 2023, I could see that rank rise up because, like I said, there is a high ceiling for Alcantara. He's got 17 doubles in high A, and he's only 21 years old, so I feel like he'll grow into a lot more power. Jordan Walker kind of did the same thing. I'm not saying Alcantara is Jordan Walker, but Walker racked up the doubles in the minor leagues. He's out of 2021 Bowman, and as I mentioned before, this release is starting to heat up. I think you can buy a hobby box for about $125, which is a super cheap rip. It's got guys like Blaze Jordan in it as well. But his autos are about $60 right now. And like I said, he's a very high ceiling player who may be heating up in the back half of 2023, but we will have to wait and see. We're going to jump through some honorable mentions, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time here, so if you guys want to snap some screenshots of these cards and reference them later, that's fine. Out of AAA International Pacific Coast League, Colt Keith is continuing to tear the cover off the ball. He hit .414 with 2 more home runs in the last 15 days. His autos are getting pretty expensive at $150. And we've got Xavier Edwards and Curtis Mead making slight comebacks. Jordan Adams has been on the hot sheet honorable mention several times so far this year. And Mike Ciani with the Cincinnati Reds having a good last 15 days. In the AA Eastern League, the headliners are Kobe Mayo, who's having a breakout year in 2023. He had 3 homers over the last 15 with 4 doubles and 5 RBIs. Another guy out of 2021 Bowman that you need to keep an eye on. And I'll say it one more time, and I promise I'll stop, but that release is getting pretty hot right now, and it's super cheap. It could be a rip that's affordable and fun to chase some of these big name guys that are starting to pop up in it. Alex Benellis with the Boston Red Sox, 23.2, had 4 homers, 3 doubles, and 10 RBIs with 4 stolen bases out of 2021 Bowman draft. And his cards are super cheap for about $5 right now. Some big hitters in the Southern League. Jefferson Quero continues to hit .433 over the last 15, one of the youngest players in AA. Owen Casey, 2 more home runs and 5 doubles. And Jeremiah Jackson, although he only hit .171, he did have 4 home runs and 2 doubles over the last 15 days. A guy that I hope would be a little better as he entered the upper minors, but hasn't really panned out. Ice cold, we've got Mason Hour just having a gruesome 2023 season, and Pete Crow Armstrong sliding a bit, 222, 8 for 36 with 13 Ks, although he did have a home run and 3 doubles. Several players with multiple home runs out of the AA Texas League. Adrian Del Castillo. Tommy Sagasi continues to rake, one of the biggest sleepers in minor league baseball. I've been talking about him for a few years now. His autos a couple months ago were right around $10 or $15, and they're jumping up to $60. A lot of people are jumping on Thomas Sagasi. I just don't know what they're going to do with the overload of infield prospects at the Texas Rangers inside the organization. I'm not sure if they're going to move him at the deadline or what's going to go on there, but definitely a guy to watch. He's really starting to blossom into a pretty solid minor league player, one of the best productive bats so far in 2023. AJ Vukovic, 3 home runs. Brooks Lee had 2. Denzel Clark, he is a speed power machine, but he does strike out a little bit, had 3 more home runs, and that's going to wrap up our AA Texas League list. In the High A Sally League, Drew Baker continues to hit 23.2 in High A. I'm dying for the Tampa Bay Rays to promote him to AA to see what he can do. He's one of my favorite sleepers out there right now. Dylan Beavers had 3 home runs for the Orioles. 2-homer game by Tres Gonzalez. Gabriel Rincones, very interesting prospect with the Philadelphia Phillies, 22.3, has a pretty productive bat, and he's a bit of a sleeper in 2022 draft coming in at $10. Definitely a guy to check out. Jackson Holiday continues to rake, hitting .379 over the last 15. And Junior Tillian out of 2023 Bowman had 3 home runs, 20.9 in High A. Shortstop, maybe a guy to take a look at there. Logan Cerny's really old for High A at almost 24, but he had 2 homers along with Ryan Clifford. Another outfielder in a stacked outfield in the Houston Astros organization had 3 home runs. That's probably one of the best outfield crops in minor league baseball. The Houston Astros have a ton of young outfielders, definitely guys to check out over there. But he's a guy out of 2023 Bowman, and his autos are about $35 right now. In the Midwest League, Chase DeLauder is healthy and performing well, hit almost 500 over the last 15. Jackson Merrill tacked on 3 more home runs. He's coming alive too, as well for the San Diego Padres. Tanner Scoble, 22.1 High A shortstop out of 2022 draft, had 4 homers over the last 15. And Emmanuel Rodriguez is slumping big time with 16 strikeouts over the last 15, hitting under 100. There are actually a lot of guys, I think, trying to buy the Emmanuel Rodriguez dip right now, but his K numbers are very scary for his age level. But he's definitely got to watch. He's shown the potential to hit for a lot of power, had some injury issues, and people are kind of on the the cusp right now. There's a lot of people who don't think he's going to be any good, and there are also, like I said, a lot of people trying to buy the dip for Rodriguez right now. So definitely a guy to watch. His first chrome autos are right around $40 right now. Out of the High A Northwestern League, Jordan Beck continues to rake with 2 more homers, 4 doubles, 11 RBIs. His cards are getting pretty expensive at $85. And Benny Montgomery, his teammate in Spokane, hitting .326 over the last 15 with 2 homers, triple 6 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases. I think it's the first time that we've seen Benny Montgomery on this list so far this year. Sterling Thompson continues to hit a lot of guys from Spokane on this hot sheet honorable mention list with 5 doubles and 3 RBIs. Tyler Whitaker had a big last 15 in the Low A Carolina League. Houston Astros, like I said, another outfielder. That organization is absolutely stacked in that position. I foresee them possibly moving some outfielders before the trade deadline. We'll see what happens there. Low A had 2 more home runs, and other notables are John Diaz coming out of nowhere, a guy you may want to sell at this point. Hasn't had a very productive career, but he had a lot hot last 15. Chandler Simpson starting to hit, and Royce Mar Quintana, a guy a lot of people were chasing out of 2022 Bowman release, is finally coming back a little bit over the last 15, hitting .308 with 2 doubles and 4 RBIs. Joshua Baez brings home the highest honorable mention line out of the Low A Florida State League. He had 4 home runs, 3 doubles, 8 RBIs, and 5 stolen bases over the last 15. He's 20.1 playing in Low A, but with Baez, you definitely have to watch the strikeouts. He is a guy who's going to K a lot, but there are definitely some tools there. Guy to keep an eye on for sure if he can improve his K rates. Termarr Johnson continues to struggle with 16 strikeouts, hitting sub 200 with a home run. And Yordany De Los Santos has been promoted to Low A recently, struggling to get his feet going. He was doing really well in the Complex League. Still a very young player with 13 Ks over the last 15. Multi-home run players out of the California League in Low A, Alvin Guzman. Christian Robinson was recently, I think today, promoted to High A, 22.6, trying to make a comeback after all the off-field things happened over the last few years. A lot going on there with Christian Robinson. We've got Samuel Zavala, 18.6, one of the chase players out of 2022 Chrome with 2 home runs. And Cole Young with the Seattle Mariners showing off a little bit of power with 2 home runs and 5 doubles over the last 15. Lots of young guys in the Complex League and DSL having significant starts. Ricardo Cabrera is off to a really hot start with the Cincinnati Reds, 18.8 in the Complex League. He's a shortstop, hit .500 over the last 15 with a couple extra base hits. Alexis Hernandez is starting to light up at .364 batting average over the last 15 with a homer and 2 triples and 2 doubles, so a big last 15 for him. Samuel Munoz hitting for some average. Christian Vaquero starting to produce out of 2022 Chrome, and Derniche Valdez has a .333 batting average with a homer, a double, and 6 walks. So a lot of guys out of 2022 Bowman Chrome kind of coming to life this year so far. I know 2021 Bowman Chrome was kind of a massacre. A lot of those top-rated international free agents did not pan out very well, but 2022 Bowman Chrome looks like it's turning into a pretty solid release so far going into the back half of 2023. It's going to bring us to our top 15, and we're going to lead it off with Jamari Baylor. Maybe a great time to sell here. Colorado Rockies, 22.9, playing in Low A at 4 homers, 4 doubles, 8 RBIs, and 8 walks. Now, he's too old for a Low A, obviously. His numbers over his career are not very good, but he is having a pretty solid year so far. Although he's playing way above the league average age, he should be around AA, AAA right now. Maybe he'll get a promotion. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Colorado Rockies here. I know Ryan Ritter was promoted, so that could open a door for Jamari Baylor to get more playing time. .294 batting average over his career in 2023, .227 ISO. Now, the big thing with Jamari Baylor are the Ks. He's got a 31.1 K percentage in 2023 and a 32.7 K percentage in his career. So it does look like Jamari Baylor is on a hot streak. He has not put up numbers like this throughout his career, but he's having a decent season in 2023, and like I said, you have to definitely keep in mind the age level here with Jamari Baylor. He's a 7+ on the Let's Talk Wax ranking system, which means he's on the chopping block out of 19 draft, and his cards are super cheap at around $5. At number 4, we've got Carson Williams, Tampa Bay Rays, shortstop playing in High A, 20.2, had 4 homers, a triple, a double, and 12 RBIs over the last 15. Now, Carson Williams strikes out a little bit too much for me, but it's yet to impede his production. He's kind of like Elly De La Cruz in that facet. I'm not saying they're similar players. I'm just saying that they both have and held pretty high K rates in the minors, but it didn't really impede their production. He's got a 247 2023 ISO and a 224 career ISO. Now, Carson Williams is a bit more power over hit. He's got 13 home runs so far and 11 stolen bases in 2023. He's definitely a guy to watch, and hopefully the K rates can decrease as he moves up in the ranks. But the power is real. Like I said, 247 2023 ISO, and that's very linear with his 224 career ISO. So we'll have to keep an eye on Williams. He's number 24 in MLB.com's top 100, number 2 in the Rays organization. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2 for me right now. For his production so far in 2023, he's pretty cheap at $40, and he comes out of 2021 Bowman draft. At number 3, we've got Sal Stewart making his first appearance in the top 15 on Hot Sheet. Cincinnati Reds 19.6, playing in Daytona. Now, his defensive upside is very low. He does DH quite a bit, and he plays a little bit of third base and first base. So the bat is really going to have to be special here with Sal Stewart. The thing I really do like about him are in the K numbers. He does not strike out a lot, and he takes a ton of walks. He actually has been walking more in 2023 than he's been striking out, with a 0.98 K to walk ratio. He's got a pretty solid hit power tool, 271 batting average, a 145 ISO, 8 homers and 8 stolen bases so far in 2023. His numbers are very linear to his career numbers. He's number 8 in the Cincinnati Reds organization, which is pretty loaded. Number 4 as a Let's Talk Wax rank, just due to the kind of not really wowing production with the bat and the low defensive upside. He's going to have to make a lot of headway with the bat to make up for his lack of defense. He's out of 2022 draft, and his cards are about $20 right now. At number 2, another guy out of 2022, Bowman Chrome. Like I said, the free agent international class out of 2022 is starting to really pick up much more than it did in 2021 with that class, which was kind of a massacre if you guys bought into a lot of those top-rated international prospects. But Roderick Arias, 18.9, playing in the complex league this year, had a kind of disappointing year, the DSL last year. He's a shortstop with a lot of upside, hit 4 home runs, a double, 9 RBIs, 8 walks, and 3 stolen bases. Having an exceptional 2023 up to the All-Star break. Like I said, his career numbers are pretty low because he struggled significantly in the DSL last year over a small sample size. His career average is 230, the lowest on this list. But like I said, 2023 is a new year for him. He's hitting 277 with a 265 ISO, one of the top ISOs on this list. Really good K numbers, almost a sub 20K percentage, and a 1.10 K to walk ratio. Another guy who's almost taking as many walks as he has strikeouts. So when I see numbers like that for 18-year-olds, I kind of get excited when they take walks at that level. 6 home runs, 10 stolen bases. Like I said, we're not going to talk much about the career numbers because he didn't have a good year in the DSL, and that kind of brought what he's doing in 2023 down. So a bit of a gamble. He's a number 11 ranked prospect in the Yankees organization. He's a 2.5 for me on Let's Talk Wax rank because I want to see what he can do over the course of a full season. Like I said, because his numbers are kind of wishy-washy between 2023 and his career. He's out of 2022 Bowman Chrome, and his cards are about $80 right now. At number 1, we've got probably one of the hottest prospects in minor league baseball right now. His cards are really starting to skyrocket. Roman Anthony was recently promoted to High A, and since being promoted to High A, he's hit 362 with 7 home runs and a sub 1 K to walk ratio across 72 plate appearances. So after being promoted, he's really put his foot on the gas pedal. He hit 588 over the last 15 days, the most amount of batting average of any player on this list. 3 homers, a triple, 2 doubles, 8 RBIs, and 6 walks. So his numbers between 2023 and his career are very linear. He hasn't been much of a breakout prospect until the last 15 days, like I said, when he got promoted, and he's just on an absolute tear. There's a lot of upside with Roman Anthony. I think there's a pretty significant hit tool along with a power tool there. He's got a 194 ISO so far in 2023. His K numbers are immaculate, sub 20K percentage, and another guy, like I said, 19.2 in High A, takes almost as many walks as he does strikeouts. 8 homers and 12 stolen bases so far this year. Linear career numbers, definitely a guy to keep an eye on, a guy that could pop into the top 100, I think, in the coming months. His stuff is starting to get expensive. Number 9 in the Boston Red Sox organization. He's a 2.5 on the Let's Talk Wax rank out of 2023 Bowman for about $80. That's going to wrap up this episode of Prospect Hot Sheet. If you guys want to help support the channel, unlock a lot of exclusive content, head over to my Patreon page. I'll put a link to it in the video description. And don't forget to check me out on the Whatnot app. I'll be running some breaks and some single sales. You can get a free $15 credit if you use my invite link in the video description. A quick shout out to all my Patreon level 3 sponsors. Thank you everybody who supports me over there. Thanks for watching my videos. Be sure to let me know in the comments who you think will have a breakout year in the back half of 2023, and y'all have a great day.